Hi everyone, and welcome to another video from Tropical. Now, although there are lots of things for me to do, I have some repotting, some weeding, some feeding, and generally lots of tidying up to do. I'm still really loving the evergreen backbone of my tropical style garden. The joy that I get when I open my back door, see these gorgeous plants in this setting and hear the birds singing, it really is so rewarding. In this area, there are a few plants awaiting new homes. Some bamboo there that's going to be put into that trough planter, some other plants and trees that need to be rehoused. I'll get on with that later on this month, all being well. But in today's video, I'll be sharing 5 more filler plants with you, some which are new, some which have already been in the ground for a little while. Now, filler plants are those mid-sized plants that surround and enhance the showstoppers that you have around your borders. Without them, the garden can look somewhat sparse, and you wouldn't have that fullness that is so synonymous with jungle-style planting. I'll share the plant names with you and give you an idea of where in the border I plan to put them. Okay, so first up we have the trochodendron araliodes. This is the Taiwanese form. First off, can we just take a moment to appreciate the gorgeous hot pink pot there? Very nice. This one's from desert to jungle. And this is also known as the cartwheel tree. And we can see why, the way that the leaves there look like wheels. It almost reminds me of the Schefflera in many ways. Now this, as I mentioned, is the Taiwanese form, distinct from the Japanese form. Now I went for this one for a few reasons. It is faster growing than the Japanese version. It also has evergreen leaves that are a little bit more glossy, I'd say, and apparently these grow larger as well. It will form a large shrub eventually. It can also be honed into a small tree, so I'll need to manage that through careful pruning. It's frost hardy, so that's a massive tick for me. And it can grow in sun or semi-shade. It likes a bit of acidic soil. It'll also do well in deep shade, which is great because that gives me a clue as to where I want to put it. I can already tell that I'm going to love this one, given how unique it looks, but importantly, how robust it is as well. A little bit of leaf damage on some of these, but I'm sure once it's housed and properly fertilised, it'll be off growing in no time. Okay, let's have a look at where I'll put this one. Right, now I'm thinking to place it here in the middle of this border, in front of the arrow bamboo. It can grow up behind the tetrapanax and fill up that area there. And because it'll do okay in shade, the fact that it'll be under a canopy shouldn't hinder it in any way. So I think, yeah, that's where that's going to be. Last year, that's where my Enseti banana was, but it was competing with my tree fern leaves. So if I've got a filler plant that grows to about a mid-size, that should look quite neat there, right in the middle between the bamboo, the Schefflera, and near to the tree fern. Yep, I'll get you planted there. Okay, the next one I want to share with you is the euphorbia minus merlot. This is the first of 2 euphorbias that's going to be in today's list of fillers. I got this one quite cheaply at B&Q for just £7. And as is said on the label, there really is year-round interest with this one. Now, I do like the other euphorbias that I have growing because there's always something to look at, be that the leaves, the flowers, and we have structural interest on tap there. Now, what I like about the merlot is that it's going to change colours throughout the seasons. It will always have the reddish tones, but it will get lighter in the summer. And then you've got these gorgeous purple stalks and the lime green flowers that contrast against that. So it really is a beautiful plant. It will sprout outwards. I've got other euphorbias that grow so well in my garden, so this one's going to give some lovely contrasting colour in the right border. Good for the middle of a border as well, but also this would work well as a patio plant in a pot. I haven't quite decided where it's going to go, but let's go and have a little look where it could go. So on my patio I have quite a lot of green, lots of glaucus leaves between that euphorbia, the silver swan, the rostrata there as well. Perhaps I could get it in a beautifully coloured pot to give some contrast to my patio, and if not there, perhaps giving a bit of contrast over here. Now I do have persicaria, which already gives the purple vibes or the burgundy vibes around here, but maybe if I kept it nice and neat near to the brunnera, perhaps that could work. Now I'm sure I've got stuff planted under that fern already, which will probably come through very soon. I know I've got a hosta in here, so I don't want to disturb anything that's already here, and that's the temptation, isn't it, usually in spring, to plant things and not investigate enough what's already there. Now I'll show you on the screen what my border looks like in the summer when it's pretty full. So given how that appears, I think the patio option might be the best. What do you think? Actually, the artist in me actually thinks that that merlot would look great in that hot pink pot, so I may just do a bit of a swapsy. That's the thing about gardening. It's literally a blank canvas and you can change it as you please. So the next filler I want to share with you is sitting in this pot. And it's already growing away quickly despite only being planted very recently. This is the hosta Empress Woo, and one of the biggest hostas that you can get. Now this pot is going to be no match for it. I already know that it's going to really fill this out. But at the moment, there's nowhere in the border that I can think to put it. So I'll show you what these look like mature. And with it being in a black pot, if I can squeeze it into the border somewhere, the black pot will literally melt into the background and we'll just be rewarded with the magnificent show of extra large hosta leaves. I'll keep you updated on that one. Now, as you'll have heard on my channel before, I don't mind buying small. Now this diddy little beauty is the decaisnea fargesii. I am in love. Now it looks small and delicate now, but this is one fast growing shrub. It's also known as the blue sausage shrub, and on the screen I'll show you the reason why. When you look at the fruit that grows from these, they do look like blue sausages. They are hanging fruits and apparently they have a tropical taste. I don't think I'll be tasting them if they do grow. I doubt it actually in our conditions. But it is fast growing, as I said, great for an exotic effect. Now I've actually bought this one for the shape of the pinnate leaves. They are beautiful. Now, as I say, they are tiny now, but apparently they can reach to like 80 centimetres by 40 centimetres, and I'm totally here for that. Perfect in the background, perfect to fill out those spaces. What spaces, I hear you say, and that is an absolutely fantastic question because I won't have any. But they are cold tolerant. Apparently they can be trained to a fence or to a wall as well, so that might give us some clues as to where to put it. But for now, I'm going to keep this one inside. I'll nurse it to a decent enough size until it can come out and fend for itself. And I will find somewhere for it in the border somewhere, even if I need to keep it as a small shrub. I'll show you some shots of what a more mature plant will look like to give you an idea of exactly why I've gone for this. So number 5 on my list today is another euphorbia. This is the euphorbia robbii. It's evergreen, it's low growing. It has these gorgeous flowers of yellowy colour which contrasts beautifully against the green. It's just one of those plants that's reliable. I got this one from Morrison's last season. This will look great again, I'd say just set back from the front of a border towards the middle. I've currently got it in a very thin border, sitting with nothing behind it, but this would be great contrasting against other plants behind. It's not fussy, it's cold tolerant, and true to the euphorbia is its architectural interest. These gorgeous rosette leaf forms. Why not is more the question for the euphorbia robbii. So there we have it, another 5 fillers for my tropical style garden. Looking forward to seeing how these look as they size up and when they are planted in their final locations. See you on the next one, guys.